Of course, Zerg able to reinforce faster than any race in the game, so the production really off the charts right now for the Zerg. A lot of speedlings still coming out, a few mutalisks, banelings being mutated. I think he senses the Terran going for his gold mineral expansion. Here's where we see it, the second clash. Looks like those banelings focusing down the ghosts. I don't think there's any more ghosts in those ranks anymore.
Another wave coming out here. Wave after wave of Zerglings. The Terrans seem to be taking them all out.
Yeah, the Terrans have stimmed quite a few times and been taken down by these Zerglings. The HP really low on those Terran units. They're probably going to be farmed down right now, and that's the end of that clash. Gold mineral expansions. Hatchery has gone down, but the gold mineral expansion itself is still there and just waiting to be rebuilt. Workers coming back in there. Some damage done to the economy. Worker count is still pretty much even. Production looks like Haypro trying to replenish his worker ranks right now. A lot of banelings still being morphed on the field. Seem to be doing a pretty good job for Haypro right now, taking down these barracks units. But here's another push from the Terran right now. These stimmed up units are probably set to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, exactly. With 12 barracks up, the Terran production can almost match the Zerg production.
Absolutely. This base is pretty much built of barracks. Not much else in this base to see other than workers and barracks. Just churning
Another
out units
wave
right now.
of Marines and Marauders flowing out of Shampoo's base. Giant reinforcement here.
These Marines and Marauders both at 1-1 upgrades right now, and the banelings will kind of flow through the middle there. Shampoo did a good job of separating his army and having those banelings kind of just push through the middle, but not many anti-air units left for the Terran, and these mutalisks might do some serious damage. Maybe Haypro got lucky here. Maybe a lot of the banelings took out the Marines. I don't know if that was good micro or not, but Terran seriously lacking in AA right now.
But with those 12 barracks, you could have 12 Marines out in no time.
Yeah, production seems to be focused on Ghost Marines now. Marauders, more Marauders coming out on the field. A few AA towers kind of peppered about his bases, but probably not enough to take down a pretty healthy ball of mutalisks that's kind of prowling around the field right now.
A little bit of a scan here. Shampoo realizing Haypro has nothing in the middle of the map, as you might have thought.
Haypro trying to sneak in some changeling spy units. He created 3. 2 of them went down almost immediately, but one of them is still kind of roaming around the base, and he's going to go and check out what he can see. But that ball of M&Ms right now, sorry, with the medevacs, M&Ms really kind of trying to exert map authority here. Has a sensor tower as well, so he's really pushing out. He's able to kind of anticipate a lot of these pushes from Haypro, but Haypro hasn't really had anybody at his front door for the last few minutes, so the Zerglings and the banelings have been replenished. At this point, they're kind of ready for a front door push. They're going to try to force Shampoo into this low choke, where perhaps the banelings can really do some damage. And personally, I would like to see Haypro go to Broodlords right now. It seems like that would be the real strategy I would like to see from the Zerg. Terran not really pushing out with any Vikings or any significant air superiority at this point. These banelings doing tremendous damage to the individual units, but not really taking down many, and those medevacs are really going to do a great job here at negating the baneling damage. Mutalisks still out on the board, but they're in a risky spot right now.
Yeah, Shampoo has a lot of medevacs, and he can very quickly heal the entire army. The unit nearly killed is nowhere near close to a unit killed at this point in the game.
Yeah, you have to get those deaths. You have to kind of go an eye for an eye. Right now, Terran producing as fast as units as fast as the Zerg, which is very rare to see. And now he's going to push out relatively uncontested on this northern expansion. Haypro going to bring what's left, and Ultralisks now out on the board, which might prove pretty useful for Haypro if he can get them in greater numbers.
Let's see if Haypro can get that Ultralisk to the front of his army. Haypro hesitating here because
8 Ultralisks now being produced from Haypro, along with some armor upgrades. These 8 Ultralisks are going to stomp and clomp their way up to this northern force of the Terrans, which is which is pretty much trapped right now, being healed up by the medevacs. But these Ultralisks can get in there and get their AoE damage.
Escape in the medevac.
That one Ultralisk has a bad pathing there, but it looks like this whole Terran army is going to go down right now. And the Ultralisk's doing a great job of intimidation. The Terran not wanting to push out of that choke.
Looks like these medevacs are too slow to escape the TheWoodLeagues right now. They're all going to go down unless they can make it in range of a tower.
These medevacs will definitely go down. I'm sure there's a few more of them in production right now. But like we said, so many barracks out on the field that
a couple Zerglings sneaking into what used to be Shampoo's gold expansion is now completely mined out.
Now completely mined out. Haypro still has a few mins to extract from the gold mineral field, having had it attacked a little while ago. But the gold mineral field completely mined out for the Terran. He's probably thinking about expanding again. Haypro now trying to take back that northern expansion that was so rudely interrupted, so viciously destroyed. But the Ultralisks got their revenge on those cruel Terran units, and now
Haypro now has a lot of Ultralisks.
This looking like Haypro now feeling he has enough Ultralisks, moving to infestors now, and 40 Zerglings, 40 Zerglings being produced, along with some infestors. Big, huge, massive, scary ball of Ultralisks right now.
But they're so big, they rarely actually get to surround units. They're very hard to maneuver because they're such large units. We'll see if Haypro can expertly micro them and actually get them all attacking at once, as opposed to some in the back just dancing around not knowing what to do. That seems to be what happens when I use Ultralisks. So let's see if used properly they can be powerful.
Well, that AoE damage really devastating on the balls of M&Ms. Maybe if there were tanks or a little bit more mech scattered into to the Terran army, that would be the case. But these Ultralisks can kind of maneuver around, looking like Haypro wants to do just that: split up his army into 2 or 3 parts right now, and sensing the Terran being kind of trapped at his natural right now, sensing an opportunity to kind of do a three-pronged fork attack, and looking like the Zerg production really ramping up.
This may backfire on Haypro if his Ultralisks and Zerglings are caught out of position in the north. Looks like he's withdrawing, or he's at least stopped attacking the rocks. Yes, these Ultralisks are completely out of position. He's got 4 or 5 Ultralisks that are not part of the main battle right now.
Well, it won't matter much. These Ultralisks are going to absolutely destroy this army. There's pretty much nothing that Terran can do. These M&Ms cannot handle this amount of Ultralisks, and Shampoo going for the GG. That amount of Ultralisks, even with the army being spread out like that, could not handle it. He went for the risky move to make just so many barracks, going with all barracks units. I think either of those players, had they transitioned, maybe 5 to 7 minutes ago, had they transitioned to something a little sneakier, maybe some Thors for Shampoo, or like I said, Broodlords for Haypro, that could have given him a huge advantage. But Haypro didn't really need it. He saw that Shampoo was going to stick with those Marines and Marauders, and the Ultralisks were the trump card for Haypro.
Yeah, the sheer amount of hatcheries up in that game was just amazing. Haypro expanded non-stop and just commanded the economy the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see a Terran being able to produce these kind of ground units at the same speed and at the same reinforcement level as a Zerg, but in the end that was more or less his downfall, trying to compete with those ground units while not going to a different strategy, while not going to bigger units, was worked in Haypro's advantage. Haypro was able to kind of survive the damage, the kind of trap in at the northern expansion once his Ultralisk came out, probably the turning point in the game, and the Zerg prevails in the end.
Yeah, I was glad to see it.
I'm sure you were. It was a great game.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed casting it, and stay tuned for more games from the Wood League, and we'll see you next time.